Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. I hope that you all are fine at your home. Today we are going to do part 3 of unit 9 of eclipses. But before starting the part 3, we will see that what Hazrat Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam has said about the eclipses. So, narrated Ibn Umar, the Prophet said, "The sun and the moon do not eclipse because of the death or life, that is, birth, of someone, but they are two signs amongst the signs of Allah. When you see them, offer the prayer." इस हदीस का मफ़हूम कुछ इस तरह से है कि एक्लिप्सेस जो हैं वो किसी भी ज़िंदगी या मौत की वजह से नहीं है, बट दे आर द साइंस ऑफ अल्लाह एंड वेन एवर यू सी देम just offer the prayer. And students, do you know that what Hazrat Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam do when he saw the eclipses? Yes, he was used to offer the namaz kasuf at the time of solar eclipse and namaz khasuf at the time of lunar eclipse. We should follow his sunnah. As you remember that we have done lunar eclipse in previous presentation, now today we are doing the solar eclipse. In a solar eclipse, the moon moves between the earth and the sun. When this happens, the path of the sun's light is blocked. The sky slowly gets dark as the moon moves in front of the sun. Okay, as you remember that in lunar eclipse, what happened that the earth comes in between the sun and the moon. But in solar eclipse, the moon comes in between the earth and the sun and it blocks the sunlight from the earth. So the solar eclipse happens. When the moon and the sun are in a perfect line, whenever moon and sun are in a perfect line, एक बिल्कुल straight line में आते हैं, it is called a total eclipse. These are very rare. Most people can only see once in their lifetime. Now I have a diagram of solar eclipse. As you can see, we have sun, moon and earth, and whenever moon comes in between the sun and the earth and block the path of the sunlight from reaching the earth, it happens the solar eclipse. Now it is a view of a total solar eclipse. As you can see here that the moon has covered the sun, so we have a total eclipse. As you remember that we can see lunar eclipse easily, but never try to see the solar eclipse with the naked eyes because it can harm your eyes and sometimes may cause complete blindness. So it is really very dangerous and we shouldn't do this. We shouldn't never see the solar eclipse with our eyes. We should take precautions. You should see the solar eclipse only by using special devices and under supervision of a qualified and experienced adult. Okay, if you want to see the solar eclipse, you can see, but you should have special devices. There are some special glasses, some special instruments which you can use to see the solar eclipse, and plus you should have an adult with you. It means that you should have an elder with you. Okay, now there are many stories and myths about the eclipses. Today we will see that we have many stories and myths about the eclipses. The earliest record of a solar eclipse comes from an ancient Chinese story, and earliest record, the one of the record is comes from the Chinese story. Historians believe that the eclipse referred to in this story might have been visible from China around 2134 BC. The Chinese once believed that an eclipse was caused by an invisible dragon eating the sun. Okay, as you can see that Chinese were used to think that okay, if the solar eclipses happen, so might be there is a dragon somewhere in the skies and he is eating the sun. That's why the sun is going to eclipse. In Japan, people once believed that poison dropped from the sky during an eclipse and they used to cover their food and water during an eclipse. And in Japan, the people were used to think that okay, whenever the sun eclipse happens, the poison uh, showers from the sun, and that's why they covered their food and water. And also, they used to offer special prayers to defend themselves from the dragon. And they thought that if we do the special prayers, then it's खास तौर पे कोई इबादतें करेंगे, then we can defend ourselves from the dragon. In 1503, Christopher Columbus, who discovered America, and his crew were stranded on the island of Jamaica for over a year. Now, as you know, most of you know that Christopher Columbus, who discovered America, was struck on an island in 1503 with his ship badly damaged and the food supply low. Columbus traded with the Native Americans for food, and that's why Christopher Columbus asked the local people for the food. The natives soon grew tired of feeding Columbus, and his crew refused to supply him with any more food. But obviously, they were stranded over there for a year, they were stuck over there for a year. So, the natives, the local people of that island, were got tired, and they said to Columbus that okay, now we can't give you any more food. And at that time, Christopher Columbus knew that a lunar eclipse would soon occur on February 29, 1504. Columbus was a literate person, he was very clever, so he knew that okay, lunar eclipse is coming. On the night of February 29, Columbus told the natives that God was angry with them for not providing him with food. And that's why he told the local people, they say, okay, see, you are not giving me food, so the God is angry with you. He told them that God was going to make the moon disappear. And he told them that, okay, now as a punishment, God is going to take away the moon. At that time, at that moment, the natives witnessed the beginning of a lunar eclipse. They begged Columbus to ask God to forgive them and bring back the moon. And उसी वक्त the lunar eclipse started, and the natives, they got very frightened, and they asked Columbus to ask the God to forgive them and send back the moon. After an hour passed, and as the lunar eclipse was ending, Columbus told the natives that God had forgiven them and the moon would be returned. And you can see that after 1 hour, obviously the lunar eclipse was going to end, and Columbus knew all the signs of starting the that how the eclipse will start and how it will end. So he knew that okay, now the eclipse is going to end. So he told the people that okay, God have forgive you and he is sending back the moon. As the natives looked into the sky, of course, they saw the moon returning. Okay, so Columbus, that has, so that's how Columbus got the food for him and his crew. Okay, now I have a picture of solar eclipse and lunar eclipse, and you can see the difference between them. In solar eclipse, we have moon in between the earth and the sun. And in lunar eclipse, we have earth in between the moon and the sun. Okay, this is your homework task. You have to do exercise A of page number 37 in the book. There are blanks which you can easily fill by reading the unit. And Do question number 4 and 5 of exercise B of page number 37 in your notebook. Okay, take care of yourself. Allah Hafiz. Jazakallah.